Dolphins fans, if you want JC Tretter in Miami, then hit that big red sub button right now. If you don't subscribe, he's like going to Jacksonville or somewhere. So don't jinx it and hit that big red sub button right now. Hey, what's going on, Fins Nation? Welcome in to this edition of Dolphins Today. I am your host, Will Scott, breaking down all the latest Miami Dolphins news and rumors. And we start with the latest on JC Tretter. PFF released an article yesterday saying that JC is one of the best remaining free agents available and that Miami is the best landing spot and the best fit for JC Tretter. So I'm going to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want JC Tretter in Miami? Do you think Michael Dieter has some potential, is still the guy for you? Then maybe put a 1 or 2 down in the comments section. But if you're like me, you're spamming 10s in the chat over and over again. JC to Miami, let's make it happen. Here's what Brad Spielberger said in that article released on PFF for the Miami Dolphins or the Minnesota Vikings. And he says in this article that the Dolphins and the Vikings are the most likely destinations for JC Tretter. He says that he would represent a significant upgrade at that position. Tretter's 83.7 pass blocking grade last season, his 7th straight season, finishing above 80. That's wild. 7 straight seasons with an 80-plus grade, was almost 30 points better than Miami's centers for the season and over 40 points better than Minnesota. While he's not as prolific as a run blocker, he's proven to be an above-average pass blocker. I believe that's a typo. And an outside zone rushing attack, which both Miami and Minnesota are expected to utilize in 2021. Of course, the Dolphins really made that a priority in free agency, adding to that running back room. Myles Gaskin was RB1 last season. Now he's all the way down to RB3 after you bring in Chase Edmonds, you bring in Raheem Mostert. Not to mention, do not rule out the Dolphins drafting a running back, maybe James Cook in round 3. Now, a lot of you have been in the comments asking, why has JC not signed yet? Why has he not met with Miami? Well, look, I mean, he's taking his time. Can you blame him? He might want to wait until after the draft. Maybe if a team needs a center and they don't draft a center, Tretter can get a bigger contract. Not to mention, he's the NFLPA president. It's been a busy offseason for him in that role. He might be focusing on that right now, and then after the draft, kind of evaluate his options. But I think it's good for Miami if he waits, which is what he's doing, because let's say you really like Luke Fortner or Alec Lindstrom in the draft if you're Chris Greer, and you can't get them in round 3 or round 4, then you sign JC Tretter. But if you want Luke Fortner, or if you want to draft a center and have them be your center for the next 10 years, then great, do that. But if you swing and miss on the draft in terms of getting a center, then maybe JC Tretter is the best option, signing him after the draft. So I don't think it's a bad thing that Tretter's waiting, much like these free agents. Tyrann Mathieu, Jadeveon Clowney, OBJ, Stephon Gilmore, all still available. So it's not JC Tretter, not just JC Tretter that's waiting. A lot of big-name free agents still trying to find a new home. And I think it's very clear, though, that signing JC Tretter really helps Tua Tagovailoa. You've given him Teron Armstead and Connor Williams on that left side. How about giving him one of the best centers in the league to put right in front of Tua on that offensive line? JC Tretter has been around this league a long time. He's been one of the best centers in the NFL pretty much his entire career. That would be great for a young quarterback, giving him JC Tretter. You've given him Teron Armstead. You've given him Connor Williams. That left side of the offensive line is going to be outstanding the next couple seasons. You still need to upgrade potentially on the right side, and you definitely need to upgrade at center. They paid Teron Armstead $87.5 million. Connor Williams, a more team-friendly deal that I think not enough people are talking about. That's one of the more underrated free agency signings in the National Football League. So look, If you want JC Tretter to come to Miami, we are not going to stop this train until it lands. A train doesn't land. I don't know if that would work. We're not going to stop this train till JC Tretter arrives in the 305. So tweet hashtag JC to Miami at JC Tretter, and I will retweet your tweet. I couldn't keep up with all the tweets that were coming in 2 weeks ago. Let's keep it going. Let's try to get this trending once again. Hashtag JC to Miami at JC Tretter. Let's get one of the best centers in the National Football League to the Miami Dolphins. As for Deebo Samuel, a lot of rumors swirling around him because he has yet to receive a contract extension from the San Francisco 49ers. And we did a video about this the other day. I wanted to hear what y'all thought about potentially trading for Deebo Samuel. Here's what Army Dog 1002 says. I would love to see the trade go down, but how do you pay him? And that's what I said as well. His contract would have to be so backloaded, it wouldn't even be funny. That would also run into Tyreek's money, but I'd love to have him. KB21 says, well, Deebo wants to be the highest paid non-QB, so that would put him at $31 million a year. Of course, Tyreek Hill currently at $30 million a year. So you're going to be paying $61 million for 2 wide receivers. No thanks. Pay offensive linemen. I'm assuming KB21 that you want JC Tretter in Miami. But King Short says, Deebo is coming to Miami. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This year or next. Count it. Keep receipts. He's already told the 49ers he's not re-signing with them. Book it. You love to see it, King Short. Here's what Peter King said in an article yesterday on his column. I think the Niners are going to be in a quandary if Deebo Samuel insists on getting paid top of the market and getting paid now. They might not be able to do that. And then Akash and I told you, Jeremy, I was going to be able to get this. All right, here we go. Akash and Avartharan. I'm just going to go with that. The ironic part of the Deebo Samuel negotiations is I think the 49ers view his teammate, Nick Bosa, is a higher priority this offseason, plays a more valuable position, and I'm sure the 49ers want to extend Bosa before the pass rusher market explodes on them. Akash covers the 49ers over there in San Francisco. So you look at the things that we've heard in the last couple weeks about Deebo Samuel. You've seen teams pay their star wide receivers. The Dolphins traded for Tyreek Hill, and they paid him top-of-the-line money, $30 million a year. That's likely what Deebo Samuel is going to be looking for. If the 49ers don't pay him, somebody else will. Dolphins fans, if you love the Dolphins, be sure to like this video. We have you covered on all news and rumors surrounding the Dolphins, so we would appreciate a like on this video. Here's what Deebo Samuel probably wants, man. I mean, Davante Adams got traded, got paid. Tyreek Hill got traded, got paid. DeAndre Hopkins got traded, got paid. That is what we are seeing. These star wide receivers are with their current teams. They're not getting the money they want. They request a trade. Somebody goes out and gives up a lot of picks for them, and they get traded. Unless you're the idiot Houston Texans and traded a Wendy's 4-for-4 to the Cardinals for DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not salty about that at all as a Houstonian. Would you pay Deebo Samuel $30 million per year? I want you to type Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I tend to lean in for no, but if Deebo goes out and does the same thing he did last year for the 49ers and he's available in free agency, I'd consider it. But do not be shocked if Deebo gets traded because of what we've seen in NFL free agency. It has been a wild offseason. I mean, just an unbelievable, unpredictable free agency. Who saw Tyreek Hill getting traded? Who saw Deshaun Watson going to Cleveland? Do not be shocked if Deebo gets traded the way this is progressing. And I think that the Miami Dolphins, if we get to next offseason and Deebo is still a free agent, they will be the favorites, one of the favorites at least, to sign Deebo Samuel with all of his connections to the team. I don't think he lives in Miami in the offseason, but he's there all the time. He trains in Miami during the offseason. He loves South Florida. He obviously loves Mike McDaniel, his former offensive coordinator, who is now the head coach of the Dolphins. Don't be surprised if he signs as a free agent next offseason with the Dolphins if he's available in free agency. Here's kind of the 49ers' dilemma right now, is that they have no cap space. They are ranked second to last in cap space. So they're having trouble trading Jimmy Garoppolo. So they can't really pay Deebo Samuel right now. I think the 49ers are trying to buy time. I think they want to pay Deebo Samuel, but they can't right now. But they would be dumb not to pay Deebo Samuel. Look, I understand that he's really only had one great season. You want to see a little bit more productivity out of him. But he was one of the best wide receivers, one of the best players in the league last season, getting it done both in receptions and rushing yards. Take a look at these stats that we're seeing on the screen. Two of the best players in the NFL right here, Tyreek Hill and Deebo Samuel. Can you imagine them being together on the same team? I mean, oh my goodness. Mike McDaniel would have a field day every Sunday if this were to happen. But for the Dolphins to pull this off in a trade, I think it would have to happen this summer. Because if this happens before the draft, Miami does not have the draft capital this year to make this happen. But if this goes into June, July, August, Deebo sits out training camp, requests a trade, the Dolphins have so much draft capital for 2023, 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. They can absolutely pull this trade off, and it would send shockwaves throughout the NFL if Miami pulls this trade off. Miami would arguably have the best wide receiver room of all flipping time if they can somehow get this trade. You got Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Jalen Waddle lining up next to each other. Good luck stopping that offense, and I would love to see the reaction from the NFL, specifically Patriots fans, if the Dolphins can make this happen. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Dolphins Today. Be sure to subscribe. We'll keep you up to date on all the latest news and rumors surrounding your Miami Dolphins. This has been Will Scott. We'll see you next time. Go Fins.